Hi, my name is Arielle. I'm a Monday Dev product consultant, and today I'll be giving you a product demonstration. I like to begin here with Monday Dev's workflow map because it really illustrates the Monday Dev approach and the way that we view the product development world. Monday Dev is built on top of the monday.com platform. It's catered and tailored for managing the entire product development lifecycle. You'll notice here that you're able to manage your discovery, your planning, all the way to execution and release, to then collecting feedback and closing the loop. The benefit is that we're connecting between product and engineering and the rest of the business, and everybody who is related to the product development lifecycle can sit under the same umbrella. Today is a light introduction of the tool, and if you would like to get additional details on the different phases, such as product management or a detailed execution phase, we have additional great resources that cover those as well. So you will notice Monday Dev's flexibility as your teams are able to choose their own diverse way of working and their own framework. So for instance, teams can work in Scrum or Kanban or a combination of the two, and management still has the overview and visibility over the progress of all the different teams. Now, aside from just sprint management, Monday Dev is a holistic platform. So instead of having to rely on third-party integrations, you're able to manage your retrospectives, your bugs queue, your incidents, all in one place. And you will notice on the left, we have knowledge and documentation all along the life cycle. So for instance, if your team is scaling up and there are new developers that are joining, they can easily have the contacts and the information they need. And now let's jump in to the actual platform and begin the demonstration. So welcome to the Monday Dev product. As you see here on the left, this is our navigation pane, which is divided into different folders that represents the different phases or functions over the product development lifecycle. They're completely adjustable and customizable, so you can change it to fit your own process. Under each folder, you have boards and dashboards. I like to begin here with a product roadmap tracker, which is the view that shows you all the features and when they're going to be released. You can view it on a quarterly level and a monthly level. And the reason I like to begin here is because this is the hub of collaboration between product and development. This is a fantastic way to communicate to the rest of the business which feature is going to be released when. And on top of it, this is a really great place for development to come and see what features are being worked on in the roadmap. And from here, they can get the context that they need to break down a feature into their own execution plans. So let's take, for example, this feature, real-time updates. And as we enter it, what you see here is a 360 overview of the feature with item description, with different data points from the column. If your company, for instance, is managing any OKRs or quarterly goals, they're able to connect them and link them directly to the features from here. And in addition, this is a place where you can break down the feature into your epics. And this is where you see the built-in hierarchy. From here, development could come here and break it down into epics further and further, set a timeline, assign an owner, and so on and so forth. And by this logic, you can dive in deeper to break down this specific epic into tasks. So here you see all the related tasks that are sitting underneath this epic. Now, I want to show you our Epic Insights. This shows our native reporting capabilities. So this is where you would come in to create different insights and a dashboard that shows you all the aggregated data from the lower level items. So here you see the epic progress from the user stories that are sitting underneath. So rather than just having to rely on one-on-one meetings with Scrum Masters or team leads, you're able to build different widgets to track the information you need with the data coming live from the different boards. So you can also track the estimated effort, actual effort, average cycle time, and so on and so forth. Highly, highly customizable. So you can very easily come into our widget center, add the widget that you want to see, and decide what information you want to track. Great. Now that we've seen how the hierarchy is implemented, there's another way to establish hierarchy through our Hier Keys feature. So what you're seeing here is the different levels of hierarchy that we manage and the structure that we chose to visualize. So you're able to edit the hierarchies and decide what's going to sit on each level. And here we're seeing all the features under the product roadmap, which is the highest level, level 1. Underneath it, if I expand it, I see all the branches of the epics. This is my level 2. And underneath it, I can see all the user stories that are sitting in the lowest level, level 3. I can also add bugs to it. Now, this is a really wonderful way to visualize the hierarchies in one consolidated view and expand the different items as you wish. So now that we've seen the hierarchies and kind of where the process begins with product and then broken down into execution plans, we're going to go into the R&D folder. Here you can see the flexibility I spoke about before in granting every team their own way and their own framework of working. So you can see here we have 2 Scrum teams and 1 Kanban team. You can add as many as you wish, but as management, you will still have a high-level dashboard that you can keep track of their efforts. Let's take, for example, this Scrum team and go into the sprints board. Obviously, there are a lot of different features that I can point out, but I actually want to focus on two main points. The reason we'll be spending the next few minutes here is because this is where the team leads and developers will spend the majority of their time and their day-to-day managing their sprints. So the first point I want to highlight is number one, the autonomy. We believe in granting teams the autonomy to choose how they want to manage their process. So for example, if there's a team that want to embed a design process throughout their current sprint, all they need to do is add a column. So I'm going to be adding a column that is link. This is the type of column. And I'm going to say it's a Figma link. And from now on, they can easily embed any links for Figma. Instead of having to put in a request for an admin, and it can take up to 3 weeks, and by that time the sprint is over, teams have the autonomy to come in and embed a new process. The second really important value and differentiator that I want to point out is the intuitiveness. So as you see on the top, we have different tabs that represents different views. So here I want to highlight the ease of use from the developer's perspective. So as your developers will be working from the Kanban view, they're able to manage all their tasks from this one consolidated place. So they're able to drag and drop their different tasks while giving them the full flexibility. You're also able to enforce a certain standardization. You'll see what happens when I drag this task to done. We will automatically see a pop-up that is enforcing me to fill out certain data columns. For example, here, the actual story points before changing the status to done. This is called the label change condition. This way you can ensure standardization while everybody still gets the flexibility to work in their own way. Let's go back to the perspective of the developer working day to day. So the first thing would be to filter it to the specific developer working to see only the tasks that are under their own name. I can save it to a view, and then whenever I come to my Kanban, I'll have a tab with my name and my own dedicated tasks. So as I work on different tasks, I can click into them and get this 360 overview of everything that's important to know about this specific user story. I'm also able to keep my communication saved under this item. So here we have the update section where I'm able to tag my team lead in order to ask for help or collaborate with my colleagues on this specific user story. And the cool thing is that the communication is saved under this tab. So anytime anyone goes to the user story, they can find the context that they need in terms of the communication. Next, I want to show you the Git UI. This is our GitHub integration. It's a native integration, which allows the developers to create commits, branches, issues, and pull requests all from this view. Now, the benefit is that for the developer, they don't have to go through context switch and toggling between tools. And from the management perspective, management can always see the PRs that are associated with a specific user story, and they always have the history that they need saved under this item. Next, I want to show you, as you're progressing throughout the sprint, there are different things you want to track in different analytics. Therefore, if we return to our sprints board, we see here, this is our active sprint indication, and we click into the performance dashboard. Now, in the performance dashboard, we have our burn down chart. And what's special about our burn down chart is you have the filtering capability to filter according to the specific developer, status, priority, and so on. And you can also click and see an activity log to have the information that you need and identify what actually caused any changes as you're burning down. A second analytic that you can keep track on is our sprint performance. This is our performance dashboard where I'll be showing you how you can look at your team performance and your development cycle times with Monday Dev. So this dashboard shows me all of my PR cycle times. So time to PR, time to code review, approval, and time to merge. And this information is coming directly from GitHub. So as you add your time, your task ID, whether it's in the name or in the comments, then the data will show automatically. This allows me to look at the average time for each of the different phases and dive deeper to see exactly what happened. So I can simply go, for example, to time to code review. I can see here that I have 4 items that are waiting to review. We can talk about it during the daily, understand why maybe it's taking longer than expected. And also we have the item history. This also gives me information on the overall team performance. So I can see average time in each of the different stages and then understand where we have the most bottlenecks and to be able to take action based on it. But what about when a sprint concludes? So for that, we have different Agile Insights to help you with the retrospectives at the end of a sprint. So if I click on here, I can see the Agile Insights. I can see different analytics that give me insights into how the sprint went and how I'm progressing sprint after sprint. So here we can see the velocity, we can see the committed versus completed and an average to see if there is a positive trend and identify it, and planned versus unplanned. And in addition, For a retrospective, there's also a human element. Therefore, you're able to manage your retrospectives through a retrospectives board. So rather than having to add any third-party integrations or add-ons, you can conduct your retrospectives here. This is where your team would come at the end of every sprint to submit their feedback. And that way the rest of the team can come in here, choose the type, keep improved discussion, and vote. If the feedback resonates with them as well, then we can sort it to the highest voted feedback. And then we can come out with action items. On top of it, of course, you can add our reporting capabilities and create dashboards to track it as time goes on and on. So now that we've seen the execution and the day-to-day of the developers and team leads, I want to bring it back to leadership. So I want to show you our delivery dashboard. Now, our delivery dashboard is a place where you can connect up to 50 different boards and aggregate the data from all these different boards to have one bird's eye view, a high level view of everything that is happening on the feature level, on the epic level, on the sprint level, and have it all here top down. So if, let's say, the CTO asks, where does this feature stand and why is it stuck? You're able to come in here and see all the delayed initiatives, everything that's at risk, and dive deeper to get additional information. Delay by reason, analyze really any part that is important for you. And as you scroll down, you can track strategic projects, for instance. You can see the team performance in comparison one to another, and identify any bottlenecks or risks that are going on. And as you scroll down, you can see the sprint effort. Was it mainly focused on feature or bugs or tests and so on? So here, this is a place where you can communicate to different stakeholders where everything stands, if there's any bottlenecks we should be looking out for, and B, to really keep track of the progress at any stage and any level. If your company is tracking tech debts, for example, you're also able to create different widgets to keep track and see what was our focus per queue. Was this past queue more focused on tech debts or new functionalities, and find the balance that you want? You can also establish a benchmark and keep working towards it. Now, as I mentioned before, Monday Dev is a lot more than just sprint management. So let's take, for example, how you're able to also manage your incidents. So as you go into the incidents board, you can see all the incidents that were submitted with the downtime by minutes, with the status, domain, really any data points that you want to track, you can simply add. And then on top of it, you can get your insights. Let's say root causes is a first versus recurring, to see what the severity, and track it all in one place. Thank you so much for sticking around throughout the Monday Dev product demonstration. This is just the tip of the iceberg. If you found it interesting and you're curious to see how Monday Dev can help your teams, please reach out to us so we can schedule a conversation around your unique needs. And that way we can tailor a demo exactly based on that. Looking forward to having a conversation soon. Have a wonderful day.